In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Dear friends and fellows in Pakistan and abroad, some of the people does give us the pain and the trouble. Pain. Some of the memory, any of the memory could be painful. Mean, some of the memories are painful. Some of the memories are painful. And if at all it has happened very recently, it usually become an intrusive thought as well. This memory, if it is not so old, it is slightly fresh, it becomes an intrusive thought. It does enter our mind again and again, several times, dozens of times a day. It does enter our mind that this person has caused a pain and the trouble to me, either physical, financial, or mental, emotional. Whatever it is, it becomes troublesome and painful once it turns into an emotional pain or a mental pain. Even if it was not otherwise. But it does become mental and emotional, and then only it disturbs us. It creates pain and trouble. It interrupts our usual work again and again. We find ourselves in the pain and the trouble. Dear friends, is there a way to manage that? Yes, there are more than one ways to manage these intrusive thoughts. There are more than one ways to manage these intrusive thoughts. One is a positive thinking, thinking positively. I could have protected myself if I had not done it. This is positive thought. Mean taking responsibility. I could have prevented if I had not done it. I could have prevented myself if I had done it. So this is one of the very positive thoughts. We can manage it. Because once we do accept that this was my responsibility and the pain and the trouble which I had suffered, it was because of my mistake and not because of that of anyone else. Because I don't put the responsibility on the shoulders upon the shoulders of anyone else. For that reason, I think it is easy to forgive oneself. It is easy to forgive oneself, and it is not that easy to forgive others. So, for that reason, I think it is. But it is important to forgive oneself as well. It is important to forgive oneself as well. It is very, very hard to forgive other people. But those who are generous people, those people who are found in the with the mental peace, the people who are enjoying the mental peace, they do have the greatness of forgiving. They forgive others. They do have the greatness. They do have the magnanimity. They do have the generosity. They do have the broad mindedness. They do have the big mind. They do have the big thoughts that they are able to forgive others. Although it is not easy for everyone else to do that, but it does not mean that we cannot become the great, we cannot become magnanimous, we cannot become positive. We can do all of that because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does has created have created this sort of ability in us. It is our responsibility to awaken, to utilize, to benefit it from. Unfortunately, during our grooming we could not get it awakened, but now it's our own responsibility to awaken it and to polish it, to strengthen it, to consolidate it. My dear friends, we were talking about the intrusive thoughts, managing the intrusive thoughts, managing the painful memories. Dear friends, positive thinking is really of great help. There is a because Positive thinking will put the responsibility upon our shoulders, and then it will become easy to forgive ourselves. Also, that's another positive thought is, although it was a bit painful, but at least I've learned something very important out of it. Although it was a bit painful, but I have learnt a very important lesson out of it. And the lesson I have learnt, I shall be able to protect, I shall be able to practice it, and in the future, I shall be free of the many, many sort of pains. I have learnt a very important lesson out of it, and this lesson will help me a lot in protecting myself from the pain like this one in the future. That's another very positive thought. Another positive thought is, at least I have understood the type of person this is. At least after this sacrifice or suffering, I am able to understand this person very well, and I shan't be allowing I shan't be allowing him to cause another sort of pain like this one to me, because I shall be very careful. I shall be very cautious toward this person, and I shall do everything else I can to protect myself from the bad and from the evil eye of this person, from the evil intention, from the evil purposes of this person. Still, there is another thing as well. This is like we block certain people from our cell phones. We do that. Is it like that? Yes, we do that. In the same manner, we can block somebody from entering our mind. We can block a thought about somebody from entering our mind. Although the thought has become intrusive, it does enter our mind again and again, again and again. We cannot, by the power of one or two touch, we cannot effectively block it. But we can imagine, like I'm carrying a tennis racket, and this is a tennis ball. That this intrusive thought is like a tennis ball. I shall throw it out every time it comes to me. Or like something is coming to attack me. It is like a fly. It is like a fly. Every time a fly comes near me, I don't allow it to sit upon my body, any part of my body. I don't allow this fly to sit upon any part of my body. So what I do is I just dispel it. I just throw it away. I just make the fly run away. It is like a fly. It is like a fly. We can imagine like this intrusive thought is like a fly, and I'm not letting it get closer to me. I have to protect myself from this fly because the flies are dirty, because these are carrying several types of germs with them, and these germs are unhealthy. So I do have to protect myself. Also, we can imagine like we are using the toilet, and after the urination we have flushed it out. Or we can design any sort of thought. The purpose is to throwing it, this intrusive thought, out of our mind again and again. Once we throw it out, it will come again, it might come again. We do have to throw it out again, and we can repeat the process 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and maximum I think it will not be coming back to us once we have thrown it out of our mind for 4 times. This will happen once only, and this sort of situation might be created several times a day. Every time we do have to repeat this process. Every time we do have to repeat this process. By doing this, inshallah, we shall be immunizing ourselves, protecting ourselves, preempting this thought, intruding, this intrusive thought intruding into our mind again and again and causing the pain and the trouble to us. We do want to protect ourselves from being troubled, from suffering the pain. So that is one of the effective ways. And positive thinking, I have described several ways, but you can generate any of your own. Now it's up to you which method you are going to apply. Thank you very much.